hold it. I'm at 10K subs now. I gotta change this. Roll it. What's up, guys? Dave Nader 122. It's ban list time. Woo! I'm gonna do a quick overview of my thoughts on the list. I've had a day to absorb it, and I figured that way, you know, I can not post it in the middle of everyone else posting these things, so that you actually watch mine, just don't skip it over. And I hope you guys like the new intro, by the way. I was gonna say it for the 10K special, but I got to 10K before I could finish DOS special, so if I put up the intro, just kind of feel some opinions out of it. But anyway, the ban list, let's go. Effective August 24th. Hey, it's August 24th. This is my birthday. Not really. I'm actually born in November. But anyway, let's go. Oh, monkey board. Haram board just got totally got banned. Okay, so this is interesting because basically, this was an instant full scale. However, I'm not super positive it was completely necessary to outright ban the card, but it makes total sense that they did. Alright, what was next? Oh, Kaiser Coliseum. I have literally no idea why this is on here. I've been thinking about this for like an entire day, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's a continuous spell. It only lets you have monsters on your field up to the number of the opponents, the guy who controls the card. I don't know. I'm stumbling over the effect. But basically, if I have Kaiser Coliseum, you can only control as many monsters as I have or less. There was some talk about using this thing with Kieran, the Magispector unicorn thing, so that you could lock your opponent out, because every time they try to summon something, you just bounce it right back. I guess that makes sense, but later in the list, we'll see why that doesn't really make sense that you hit both. But anyway, so this is banned. I don't know why. The only other thing I can think of is could possibly have something to do with maybe there's a new deck coming out that, like, you know, gets either really utterly wrecked by this or abuses it way too much. But anyway, Seer Mellowbranch of the Burning Abyss. I forgot this. This one got put to 1. The limited list is always interesting because it changes the format but doesn't nuke it like banning a card does. So it'll be interesting to see what Burning Abyss does with only 1 Seer. I still think they'll be fine. But, yeah, I don't think that's a hell of a hit, but it'll certainly slow them down. Aether was interesting. Basically, Konami decided that Monarchs have had their time in the sun. They are a starter deck, so pretty much Konami can't make any more money on them, because you could basically get the whole deck, save a couple other older cards by buying 3 structure decks. So anyone who's going to play Monarchs has already bought those. Konami can't make any more money, and all the additional cards for the deck are even older than the main deck, so they are really not making any money on it, so it made sense for them to get rid of this deck pretty quickly. It's way too good for the amount of product they can sell with it. And then, oh, boo, my Dark Destroyers. I mean, I get why Dark Destroyer's on here. It's really good, and against a player who doesn't really know Cosmos very well, it can be a complete blowout. But frankly, I don't know. I mean, there was other things in that deck to actually hit that would make the deck stop being meta, as opposed to just getting rid of its, like, star player. No, there was better hits, so I'm interested to see what this thing does at 1. And then, like I said before, we got the Magispector, Unicorn, Kieran. Again, this is what people are saying is why Kaiser Coliseum got hit. I think that's completely silly, because if you put this thing to 1, then why do you ban this thing? I don't know, but okay, I mean, Kieran's really, really good. He's untargetable, and he can bounce one monster by bouncing a pendulum monster. You're probably bouncing jokers. You can keep summoning and using its effects, so that's really, really good. I mean, at 1, though, you could still get it with Bun Bun and stuff, so I'm not sure that's a real hit. This might still be an issue, so we'll see how that kind of goes. Alright, hey, let's keep going here. Oh, E-Teleport got put to 1. Okay, so they're really trying to, like, lightly, just ever so slightly, just kind of hit Cosmos just a little bit. E-Teleport was a nice to have for the deck, but it's not completely required for the deck to play, especially once they got all their cards. So, okay, it's a sacky one-off that you might open so you can OTK and do old-style Cosmo like daisy chaining, but otherwise you gotta play combo Cosmos, and fine, whatever. It's a better build of the deck. Anyway, Alright, here's your pantheism of the monarchs again. Konami's done making their money, and they're done listening to everyone bitching about stupid, annoying, boring to play against monarchs, so they hit the draw spell to 1, which that actually might hurt the deck quite a bit. Because they're kind of notorious for breaking a little bit, so putting this thing to 1 might actually hurt the deck more than a lot of people are thinking, but we'll see. And then Pendulum Call, man, they're really annoyed with Pendulum Magicians and Odd Eyes Magicians being an actual deck. Apparently, they don't like that. They want people to play the new Pendulum stuff, I guess. So they're making all the old stuff that's probably better and more generic. They're putting it on the list. Pendulum Call was really good. It protected your scales and searched 2 of them, so I really couldn't ask for a better card for the deck. So yeah, it probably was kind of dumb. It gets you too much advantage and basically locks your opponent out from dealing with your Pendulum Scales at all. And then Monarchs to 1. Oh, Monarch Stormforth. See, that drives me nuts because I really like Monarch Stormforth. Drive me nuts when I'm playing Cosmos and it's annoying and stuff, but it's a really good card for a lot of rogue decks and stuff too. So it's a shame to get it hit to 1, but you know, Monarchs did use it better than any other deck and they really abused it. So fine, I guess. No traps. Alright, the cards put to 2. Max C is an interesting one. I was going to say that I think Konami was trying to slow down the format by getting rid of things like Pantheism and putting Max C to 2, which effectively makes Max C kind of useless because you really want to open Max C. So you play 3 so that you open it, so that if your opponent makes you go second, you can just play the damn thing, and while they're going first and trying to make their opening board, and you draw a bunch, or you stun them, and they pass, and you just OTK them turn 2. That's kind of what MST Max C is for. So the fact that it's at 2 means it's really hard to open it, which means you'll probably see it turn 3 or 4-ish if it's at 2, and that's way too late for it to do you any good. Your opponent's not going to go off late game and summon 8 monsters. I mean, they're not really going to do that. So, oh, poor Max C. Might as well put him to 1, frankly. I think he's going to see a lot less play now. But anyway, Thunder King Ryo got put to 2, so he actually got bumped up 1 instead of bumped down. That's cool. Thunder King Ryo is a great stun card. Your opponent, neither player really, I think, can add, yeah, it's a player, can add cards from the deck to the hand, and then if there's an inherent special summon, he contribute himself to negate that summon. So he's a really cool anti-meta card, so it'll be fun to see him actually see some play, because as a one-off, you pretty much had to sack your opponent with him. That's kind of dumb. Wind-Up Magician is one that not a lot of people are talking about. Wind-Up Loop is still not a thing because we don't have Zenmighty, but Wind-Up Magician was pretty important for their deck, I guess. It'll be interesting to see if anyone can do something with Wind-Ups now that the Magician is at 2. I still think they're pretty dead, but they are a very good deck back in the day, so I'll be interested. Oh boy, no longer limited. Ooh, Thousand Eyes Restrict. I called that one. Probably everyone else did too, because frankly, it wasn't doing anything. But the one that everyone's going nuts for is Allure of Darkness. The best dark draw card in the game is finally to 3. So that whole trying to slow down the format thing I said earlier is probably bubkiss, because hey, Monarchs lost Pantheism, their searchable draw card, but they got Allure back at 3, and they do play quite a few darks, or could play more darks if they had to. Burning Abyss, again, they can run this. You know, they don't want to banish as much as other decks do, but you got Levier. You can make Levier really easily, and we might find more combo-y Burning Abyss decks with Levier and things like that, because if Allure is at 3. So, yeah, and even Cosmos can run Allure of Darkness, but what Cosmos can really run is Gold Sark to 3. Ooh, like Gold Sark's great because it searches unsearchable cards, which is awesome. It takes you 2 turns to get them, unless you're searching Cosmos, and you got Cosmo Town, so then this thing turns into add 1 Cosmo from your deck to your hand. It's pretty busted, so I don't care about Dark Destroyer and E-Telly being put to 1 if I can just add any Cosmo monster I want. So yeah, we might be seeing some pretty sacky builds of Cosmos and other things. I'm actually curious to see what other people do with Gold Sarcophagus, because you do have things like Escape from Dark Dimension and Levier and things that do grab stuff out of the Banish Zone, and this is a pretty solid, reliable, Foolish Burial style card for putting things there from the deck, so it's a pretty solid draw card if you can actually force the cards out of the Banish Zone. But anyway, guys, that was my take on the ban list. Overall, I think it's pretty good. There was no stupid, like, take off the ban list cards, which is... Oh, boo. I was hoping for something fun, like, I don't know, Cold Wave or Confiscation or who is he, magical scientist who is so broken, totally would have gotten banned again. But anyway, I was really hoping for something really crazy, but nah, it was just a kind of a maintenance list, so yeah, fair enough. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and remember, guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I'll see you guys next time. Primarily, I think you're going to be targeting itself, because frankly, Moon Mirror Shield, no one's playing that, and most of the conventional outs to the card are spelled and traps. You might try to bounce this thing with Castell or something like that, but ultimately, it's not going to matter. He's going to target himself, and then you still have a giant 4K wall to deal with, and that's huge.